Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I have something very unique to share with you. This is a mecha beetle model kit. This is the Trypoxylus kit from Suyata. It's very unique and very cool. I really love it, and I think you will too. Let's check it out in today's review. So getting started with the box art here for this kit, I really love the styling of it. Just the colors and everything are really cool, and just the style really reminds me of like OG Dragon Ball, or a little bit kind of Studio Ghibli, I guess, sort of in a way, but it really reminds me of Dragon Ball. Taking a close-up look at that illustration, it's really nice and detailed, and there in the background you can actually see some other different releases from Suyata. Those are just different model kits that are also available from the same company, which is interesting. On the side of the box you can see this is number MM002, second release in the Marvelous Museum line. First release is actually able to be seen here on the other side. This is the Mechanical Dynastis, which I would say is probably mostly the same kit, just the horn is a little bit different on it, so it's just a little bit different type of beetle, but that kit is also available. On the other side of the box are just some more illustrations of this, so with the shell closed and with the wings open there like that. Detail of the interior of the design, which is all very cool, but no photographs of what the kit itself is going to actually look like, I guess, unless you include this picture there. But let's go ahead and get it open so we can see what we're actually dealing with here. So very interesting design here for the manual as well. You just have another kind of illustration photograph slash, I think it's actually a photograph, but it's kind of done over with like a very interesting kind of image effect or something in Photoshop. But anyway, instruction manual here, and it looks like it's all in color, which is cool. So here's your parts list on the first page there, just skipping to the back page. No, okay, I was just gonna see if there was anything else special in there. Mostly it's just gonna be all the construction of the kit, and it's in color, but not all of the actual parts construction illustration is in color. So I don't know, kind of interesting, but just a look at the different sections as you're going along with the build, and then in the very back page it's just basically showing with the wings open or the wings closed. So it's a cool design, definitely. Let's go ahead and check out the parts. Okay, so the A runner here is kind of interesting. It's in this kind of pale gray sort of color. As you can see, there's a few parts here in the middle and these big empty spaces on the side. What I'm guessing that is just a result of that's where some of the large parts for the horn were on the original release, and now on this release we've got a different style of horn, so they just omitted those parts from the runner, but kind of interesting. Runner B also in that light beige color. This is obviously going to be parts for the legs, it looks like. Runners D, E, and F are in this very bright Cheeto orange color, which is almost kind of weird. I don't even know necessarily how they even got this color. It's very wild. But there is a lot of really nice detail around on some of these parts, including some very thin parts like these, so just make sure you're very careful with some of these parts. I'm guessing a lot of these are going kind of around on the inside details. Runner H is in a nice kind of pale green color, which is going to be our main exterior color. Runner J is in this pale darker green, grayish kind of color. Runners K and L are going to be in that pale green color again for, it looks like, mostly parts for around on the outside, and again you can see a lot of really great detail on those. Runner M is that dark greenish gray color there for some more parts for the inside. And lastly, runner N is going to be our clear part. So one part up here which actually fell off the runner already, so just be careful not to lose anything. But then obviously there's your wing parts in clear, which look very nice. Alright guys, here is the Trypoxylus all put together, and it's a really awesome kit, although in this review there's not really a whole lot to go over, so it's going to be a fairly short and simple review for you guys here today. But that said, it is a really awesome kit, and I am very excited to work on this kit some more after the review of working on painting it, but we'll talk about that more later. For now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the kit and all its detail. First off guys, as you can see, compared to a 1/44 scale Gundam kit here, it's a pretty large kit. It's not all that small by any means. And it's got a lot of detail, and this is just all the detail on the outside. On the inside, it's got a ton more detail. And real quick on the articulation, each of these legs is attached via a ball joint, so you can move that around any which way. And then you have 1, 2, 3 joints where you can move the leg every way that you want to. Now there were seam lines. I've gone ahead and removed all the seam lines on the legs here, but each leg had a seam line on each section of that there. So there was times 6, a lot of seam lines to remove here on the legs. And there's a big seam line going all the way down the head here as well, which I've not yet sealed up because I want to be able to show the inside of the head to you guys here. So the other moving parts are just going to be the wings, these back, or I guess the back parts of the shell open up there. And your clear wing parts are actually going to be separate parts. So up inside of here, there's this little cap. You can remove that, and that's where you can plug your wings into there, which do look very cool. So those look awesome. Here as well, you can see is where I've been working on just removing this seam line here on the end, and I probably need to go over that one more time just because you can still kind of see the seam. But a lot of detail up inside of here just with the separate parts and everything of these little piping bits and all of that. There is some articulation between the head and the body. Those are just connected via ball joints, so you can move those around a little bit as well. Also, these orange circle parts are on ball joints, so you can move those around. These eye kind of looking parts here, those are also on ball joints, so you can move those, kind of point those in different directions. But up underneath there, this whole section also moves a little bit. That actually will move more once we remove this head part, but there's this clear part on here which is kind of meant to show some of the details inside, although it's not really visible. If you remove that, you can see some more, a little bit more of what's going on in there. There's also a clear part that fits up on the inside of this horn part right there, but I don't have that on at the moment. I just want to be able to take apart the head to show this to you guys. If we remove that, then you can see all that really awesome mechanical detail up in there, and you can tell just by all the different colors, obviously, that this is all different parts. And now, as I was mentioning, this head part can move more. You can just basically rotate that side to side more with those parts removed, but it's all these individual parts, and I've basically just gone ahead and glued everything in place for now. But there's all that detail and all these piping bits and everything going on in there. A lot of detail. It looks fantastic, and there was some other seam lines to be removed on some of these parts. I've just gone ahead and done that. I plan on just hand painting the kit, so I didn't really, it doesn't matter that all the parts are just glued in place, but if you didn't want to hand paint, you wanted to actually have all the parts separated to actually airbrush everything, having all this part separation is going to make it easier to paint everything just by airbrush. Now, the other thing you'll notice is that there's no hole on the bottom here for plugging this onto an action base or anything if you want to display in a flying pose. So if you want to do that, you're going to have to use one of these clips here, this type of thing, and just hold up the body like that, which should work pretty well and doesn't really obstruct the view of the kit or anything like that. And that said, or the alternative would be you could just drill a hole somewhere in here, somewhere like in the bottom of here or something, drill a hole, and then you can just put it onto an action base or just put it onto a brass rod or something like that if you want to display it in a flying pose. But I really love how the shell has this really nice high gloss plastic, and then you just have all these details up underneath. It looks really cool. But really, that's going to be about it. So there you have it. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty simple review because there's not really too much else I can really say about this other than that it's a really awesome kit. It's got about as much articulation in it as you would expect, if not even a little bit more than you might expect, just with a couple of those moving parts in there, with it being just a model kit of a mecha beetle. But it's got a ton of awesome detail both on the inside and out. In order to get it fully paint ready, there is going to be some work that you're going to have to put in on just removing some seam lines, but really not too surprised about that. Overall, it's a fantastic kit, really awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to working on this kit some more in the future. And I'm certainly interested to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think about the kit? Let me know down in the comment section below. Is it something that you think you might be interested? If so, you can check this out at USA Gundam Store. We do have the first release in the line, and this one is the second one, which I believe should be arriving to us in the near future. But I'll put a link below in the video description to the Suyata kits section there of USA Gundam Store, so you guys can find these kits there. And as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video today, liking the video, commenting, subscribing. It's greatly appreciated. This was a kit that's obviously very different, but a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this kit today. And until next time, hope you're all having a good one. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.